Now we head up a little north to Mapleview Preserve, where Jim Olson joins us and tells us what features are at this preserve location.
Mapleview is, I think it's the second or third parcel that the Open Space Committee purchased. It's one of the first parcels that we looked at when the commission was founded. And we looked, there's about 6 or 8 of them up in this area that we looked at. They were all very heavily wooded, and some had access problems, some had price problems, and we finally ended up purchasing this particular parcel. The land directly to the east here that you can see was a heavily wooded 40-acre parcel, and it's now full of homes. And I think it's a perfect example of what the Open Space Committee and what the Open Space Referendum was all about, is to preserve what we have here and not turn it into subdivisions. And Andover is a rapidly growing area, and thankfully we've got 4 properties similar to this that will be open space forever.
So can you tell me a bit about your role on the Open Space Commission?
Well, I was appointed. There's 7 of us, and you had to apply. Once the referendum was passed and the city council set up the commission, I applied to be on the committee, and I thought that was a pretty good opportunity to make sure that the $2 million that the citizens approved, that we spent the money wisely. And I'm very pleased with how things have turned out. And it's been hard work on the committee's part, but also the citizens that have committed to preserve property that they own. And that's been very rewarding to see that there's so many people that are willing to do that and preserve open spaces.
So can you tell me about these ferns that we're seeing to the side here?
Sure. Yeah, we're about 150, 200 yards into this particular open space, and the ferns are starting to get really thick, and they're beautiful. They're getting a little old right now because they've been growing all year. But we've got the ferns, and then we've got the maple trees that are starting to turn color, beautiful yellows, and further on up the trail we'll have red and white oaks that are in full color. So it's just a nice, quiet, peaceful part of this area.
Oh, most definitely, most definitely. So we're kind of in a unique area here right now. We've got several different species of tree around here. Can you highlight some of that for us?
Yeah, we've got, there's maples here that are starting to turn. This one is red, and we've got a pin oak back there that's turning red. Some of the maples behind us are also turning yellow, so there's quite a variety of trees that to give us the color.
Definitely, and I noticed that as you walk along here, you see a couple dead trees just kind of falling over there. Yeah, well,
they die and fall over, and we'll leave them there unless they're a hazard or if they get in the way of somebody. But they regenerate and they return nutrients to the soil. So minimal disturbance here for the trees and everything. I don't know how many years ago, but there was a fire went through here, and so that kind of changed the ecology.
Right.
And I don't believe this has ever been farmed. It was logged maybe 100 years ago. But it's never been farmed, so it's all natural forest and woods.
Forest and woods, great. Well,
but the colors,
yeah, I mean,
fall colors are really beautiful.
Everywhere you look, the colors are different.
Yep.
Everywhere you look, so I mean, a great excuse to get outside.
Oh yeah, yeah, and the quiet and peaceful. There's no disturbances. It's really quite unique.
Indeed. As we were walking along, you almost ran into one of the other great features we have here.
I found this yesterday when I was